What is going on YouTube? Hit back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Doge to BTC. We'll be looking at the current coin market cap, as well as doing price market analysis, more specifically talking about the after events of the Litecoin halving that did take place yesterday. Some crazy stuff did happen within the market, but otherwise, guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump right into today's video. So as you can see, we're on the current coin market cap. Market cap is 308 billion with a 24-hour volume of 68.8 billion and a Bitcoin dominance of 68.2%. So you can see what's interesting is we are seeing volume since yesterday slowly get introduced back into the market, which is great. We are seeing Bitcoin dominance climb much higher than where we were the past couple of days, which means that Bitcoin is pretty much gaining more volume than any of the other altcoins, which in turn means that the price of Bitcoin is much higher than the altcoins. So we could look at that in a second. You can see as we scroll down to that majority of the market is down except for Bitcoin. So that's another pretty much dead giveaway. You can see that Bitcoin is up 0.15% while all the other cryptos are down around 1 to 2%. Litecoin's still in the 5th position, very, very, very close to Bitcoin cash prices though. You can see they pretty much fluctuate between the 5th and 4th, sometimes even the 6th position, but for the most part they're pretty much neck and neck here. As you can see, Bitcoin is, like we said, 11,770. Litecoin is 95. We have XRP at 31 cents, and the market honestly isn't doing too poorly. It does look like consolidation after the wicked weird movements we did have yesterday. I do want to bring your attention to an article posted by Cointelegraph saying that the Litecoin halving price rally fizzles sub $100, but 97% hash rate stays. So what does that mean exactly? 504 blocks have been mined since the halving. This is 1/4 of the way to the next different change. 20 point blah 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 blah. That's unnecessary. So it says the halving over the pre-coded 50% reduction in the mining rewards for a given cryptocurrency. It's an event that is closely watched by the crypto community for its impact on both price and on miners. For Litecoin, reward have every 840,000 blocks, a process that occurs every 4 years. What I'd like to know is anybody still mining Litecoin or crypto at all? If you are, please do comment down below. Send me an email of your mining rig. We would love to see it and share it on the channel. That was definitely a very interesting thing. You can see the block speed for Litecoin is roughly 2.5 minutes with around 576 blocks generated per day, as previously reported. So it says, assuming that the crypto has a cap on the total coins that will ever be mined, as for Litecoin and Bitcoin, the reward reduction should, according to classic supply-demand economic theory, have a bullish impact on the assets valued. As we know, we're not really seeing that right now, which is interesting. While Litecoin's mining health appears to be steadfast, the halving event translated into something fleeting price appreciation, which we know of, but it didn't stay, which is the problem. The coin did boost 13 to 14%, somewhere around $104. As the price of Litecoin, it faded away. People bought the rumor, sold the news. The coin dropped below $100, currently trading at around 94 and some change, which is quite low. In regards to the price, Charlie Lee had recently argued that the market sentiment complicates the impact of the halving on a crypto, proposing that traders' anticipation of the event rather than scarcity is what creates self-fulfilling prophecy to boost the coin's valuation. We do know, though, that the Bitcoin halving is in 2020 in May, so that is almost right around the corner, and that should obviously influence the market as well. Probably by the time we're there, we're going to be very, very, very high up compared to where we are now. Now, I do just want to look at Bitcoin. I'm just kind of looking at all the cryptos before I make any sort of comments on the market. We do see retracement there. Bitcoin sees retracement. Ethereum sees retracement. Doge, not really moving at all. So with Bitcoin, you can see what's interesting is, as said yesterday, we are back in our ascending triangle, which is beautiful. That's what we're merely trying to, wait for. We were anticipating that. I've been saying this day after day, that Bitcoin looks to be the best coin in terms of trend out of the cryptos that we review every day here. And we notice that we are back in our channel right now. So we now have a support of 10,800, 780 to a resistance of 12,800, and we look to be consolidating in between here. So you can see that this is an ascending triangle that is slowly creeping up to a close right here in September. And you'll notice we're now trending in between here. We're in the middle, trading kind of high on the RSI, 64, which is quite, a little bit higher than what we'd like to see it at, but it's nothing too, bad. We may start to see consolidation now from that. We still do have, the possibility to retrace to anywhere above 12,500, but if we do decide to do that, it's most likely going to cause some sort of retracement within the market because we'll most likely be entering an overbought area. So the problem now is we need to consolidate out. We need to close off this. We need to fill this in, and then we can start to climb up. Is this still a good investment for the future? Yeah, I think in the short term, we are going to see some pretty big moves to the upside. Even though we are, at 11,700, it is still a good investment because I really do think in, the next month and a half, we will see a $12,800, if not $13,000 Bitcoin, in a month, maybe a stretch and a month and a half. But really, we are ultimately moving up to these higher levels. That's really what I'm anticipating. We do still have that high-low MMA as a support if we do decide to trend lower. But for the most part, you guys can see that we are headed to higher levels, which is great. Ultimately, looking at Litecoin has the biggest problem right now. Besides the fact that, regardless, we are very nice on the relative strength indicators. 46, that's great. That's not the problem. The problem is we're below the high-low MMA, and we had a death cross, which is a very bearish signal. This is short-term trading, for the most part. I do think long-term, in the next couple of months, we will easily see, we'll be laughing at this price right now because we'll be having some much higher prices, maybe nearing $140. But for right now, there is no dead giveaway in terms of where we're going to head up to. What I can say though is there is a small uptrend that I can add. So there is this uptrend right here that is holding on quite well. You can see we do have our bottom support, and I'm just going to correct this ever so slightly. Something like this. So we do have 3 points of confirmation where we can confirm that this is a short-term uptrend. And if this holds true in the next couple of days, we should be able to break above our high-low minimum moving average, which is great. That will indicate slow movements up into hopefully this channel right here in between 115 and 126. Those are great levels for us where we've seen prices break right through there, capped at 140, but I do think we will be retesting that in the short term. So the main focus right now is whether or not we're going to see Litecoin in the short term break above our high-low MMA. That will indefinitely indicate movements to the upside and getting us back into channels that we haven't been in quite some time now. Otherwise, moving on to let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum is in a very similar boat. We did draw this line on it, I believe it was yesterday. Ethereum very similar to Litecoin in terms of being below the high-low MMA with an uptrend. You can see that's the same thing happening on Ethereum. We are looking for a confirmation and a break above here. We had our death cross. That's old news now. We're trading great on the RSI, trading at, I think that's 46, 47 on the RSI. We do have this uptrend where we're retesting not only a resistance at 229, 230, but a resistance of this green band right here. So we're looking for some steady confirmation of volume that it gets injected into the market that can ultimately break us above here. And then we can start to swing a little bit higher and then use this as a means of support and eventually go and retest higher prices. Now, there is no, trend that we can really track right now. This is a short-term, uptrend. Ascending triangles tend to break bearish, which you can see right here. This was a previous ascending triangle that broke bearish where we fell out. Now we're entering a smaller one in hopes that we can break bullish, but as we know, they tend to break down. So we do have to keep a close eye on that, regardless of the fact we are consolidating in this bigger uptrend. So merely, I think we're out of the bear market, truthfully. I think the bear market is over. We're heading up, and any investments now into it, even though I'm no financial advisor, but any investments I make into the coins, I think the next couple of months we can easily see a return on investment. Wow, my hair looks weird. So now moving on to Doge, and this will wrap up today's video. You can see Dogecoin right now has a very odd and peculiar coin. For those of you who are new to the channel or have Doge in their portfolio, you can see it looks very, it looks very obvious as to what you could potentially see happening next. Well, that was not what I wanted to draw. It looks like something like this is what is around the corner, if not maybe a little smaller, something like this. It looks like within this major descending triangle, there are these smaller hiccups, and it's almost about time where we see a second one happen. The fact that we're now bottoming off does give us some indication of a potential break. Now, this will be sharp, it will be quick, as we've seen in the past, followed by major retracements. So it's get in, get out, put your stop losses on. But that's going to sum up today's episode, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.